Let's talk about the meth setup on my 600 horsepower N55 X5. Before we get into it, if you're not familiar with methanol injection, race cars often use methanol to either cool intake temps or use methanol as octane for more supplemental fuel injection. So on this car, I'm strictly using it for cooling intake temps, but you still need to tune for it, and stay tuned till the end of this video because more on that later. So what's the setup? It's a 3-gallon pro-meth injection tank mounted under the cargo floor in the trunk, and then there's AN lines all the way from the tank to the front of the car where there is a snow performance solenoid to help with accidental triggering and flow of methanol when the car is not running or when the system's not on. There's AN lines from the solenoid to the charge pipe where there's a single 10-gallon-per-hour nozzle. As for the mixture, I'm using a 50-50 mix of water and meth, where some people choose to use water itself, distilled water like M4 GTSs come from the factory. Other people use like M1 straight methanol if they're using it for octane as well. Because I'm only using it to cool intake temps on this car, the 50-50 mix is more appropriate for my needs. Why meth? Because I am drag racing it, and when I'm staging specifically, the intake temps can rise. Using meth to cool the intake temps even more than the intercooler already would just helps me create more power, right? So the cooler intake temps, more power. So in the long run, this helps the car make more power, but also because I'm spraying methanol through the charge pipe, it's making its way into the intake tract. I'm also getting the benefit of it cleaning the intake valves of the carbon deposits as well. And the last thing I want to say is regarding tuning. If you are using a methanol system using a 50-50 mix or M1 for cooling your intake temps, you will need to tune for it. I can tell you just by looking at the data in real time that your short-term fuel trims will tank as soon as you start spraying the meth. So your tuner will definitely have to adjust for that to make sure your car doesn't go into limp mode or throw a code or what have you, right? Run too rich, etc. The car can still throw a code if you run too rich. All that said, it's been on the car for a year and a half. I haven't personally had any issues. I do shut off the meth system when I'm not using it. I'm not spraying meth all the time, but it's been good for me, and knock on wood, it'll stay that way, and I still plan on using it in the future as well.